Hello, 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 Bepro x Taikai community. Today, I'm going to explain to you why I personally believe that 2022 may be Bepro Network's biggest year yet, okay? By the end of this video, I promise that you will know exactly what we've got in store for 2022 and why it really is the final roadblock to success for Bepro Network. With tech businesses, sometimes it can really feel like you're digging forever and you keep doing these, you keep hitting these amazing targets, but the price really doesn't show. It really doesn't show all the targets that are being hit in the background until at one point, boom, out of nowhere, the price is just going mad and no one knows why. Now, I think about this a lot, and I personally believe that Bepro's main tokenomics have yet to have an impact on the current price of the token, because it's been such early days with the project and we've yet to see mass adoption and mass use of the tokenomics of Bepro. So essentially what I'm saying is any price we've seen in recent history, or any price we've seen at all really, is just speculative investor money pumping the price. Well, I think we can all agree that a higher demand for the use case of Bepro, so a need for the token, will result in a spike in price for Bepro if we see mass adoption, okay? If multiple major companies start using our tech and start utilizing the tokenomics of Bepro, the sky is the limit, honestly. Let's just bear this in mind before I go over some of the key tokenomics I'm referring to. This year, we really are going to have our first major opportunity to have exposure to multiple multi-billion-dollar industries, multiple multi-billion-dollar enterprises. Better yet, global entities that really have an impact in the world. Not just companies, global entities, okay? We all know Bepro Network has been acquired by Taikai, okay?
And if you haven't, I've already created a video discussing this in full, which I will leave in the description.
We need to bear in mind that Taikai is a network of over 50,000 developers. That is a lot of talent, okay? It's hard to find developers anyway, let alone high-quality, talented developers. And better yet, they're all in one place, ready to work. Taikai has worked with over 150 different organizations. That is quite a lot of companies to have helped boost the innovation process. Some of the current clients, okay, that they're working with right now, that we will get exposure to, okay, they will be integrated into Bepro Network, okay? Multiple multi-billion-dollar companies, gigantic global enterprises, okay? They're not messing around. Taikai really aren't messing around. They're bringing the heat, okay? Nissan, Pfizer, the European Union, Nordisk Innovation. Think about how many countries are involved with the European Union and Nordisk Innovation. That is so many connections throughout the world. It is incredible. Now, I want to go over the beauty of Bepro's tokenomics, okay? Say a company has a tech-related job they want to have done, and they've got a budget of, say, let's go $10,000, okay? Bear in mind, I'm sure these multi-billion-dollar companies have way bigger budgets for their innovation section, okay? But we'll go with a modest $10,000, okay? They would first head over to an exchange, or possibly a Bepro Network DEX in the future, which would be amazing. So they would head over to an exchange or a medium of acquiring tokens, okay? And they would purchase $10,000 worth of Bepro. Once they've got their $10,000 worth of Bepro, they'll make their way on over to our development DAO, and they'll post the bounty detailing all the things they want done for this job, whether it's maybe it's a liquidity mining protocol. They want to implement that into their token, or they just need tech built for them. Okay, they post a description of the job, and then they front that $10,000 worth of Bepro as a reward for the developers that work on the bounty. So as time goes on, developers work on it. Some do more, some do less. It's all transparent on the DAO, visible to see who does what work. And once the job's complete, and all these developers will be paid fairly, because it's, once again, fully transparent, they'll all receive a portion of Bepro as a reward. Now, with these companies purchasing this $10,000 worth of Bepro, it's essentially adding that money to the market cap, and which will drive the price up. I'm sure you will not disagree with me. People buy tokens, the price goes up. Okay, people sell tokens, the price goes down. I'm sure you're all intelligent people. You understand this. Now, while these tokens are locked into the smart contract to pay for this job, they're technically not in the circulating supply because they're not being traded, they're not being sold, they're locked in a smart contract ready to pay for work. So once these developers have received their rewards and the Bepro has been distributed to each and every developer, the most they could do is sell all of it, market sell all of it straight away. Okay, and the worst that could do, the worst, is bring Bepro's price or market cap. Their price and market cap is synonymous, I'm sure you know. The worst that could happen is they bring back the market cap to what it originally was, because they can't take out more money than was put into it, if that makes sense. Now, this is where the tokenomics come into play. If these developers think, hang on, I do see the value in Bepro, I do see a future in this technology, they may only sell 80%, and then they keep 20% for themselves. And now this will accumulate over job. Maybe sometimes they sell it all. Sometimes they may not even sell any. Some people may be in the position where they do not need to sell their tokens. They really believe in the project as well, or they believe in the tech. Say you've got this network of 50,000 developers, or just say half of them. Let's say even just 10,000 developers. There's an extra 10,000 holders of Bepro tokens that are holding the tokens and not selling them. This is lowering the supply and bumping the price because they're not selling it all. Now, better yet, even though these developers holding these tokens technically classes them as new investors, even if they don't realize it, they kind of are, because they are keeping their money into it, and the price will be going up because of this. Say this company completes this bounty and they get their product back that they wanted, and they think, wow, this was a really good way of doing it. Maybe we use Bepro Network in the future. Why, if it worked before, why wouldn't it work again? And they think, okay, let's buy our Bepro now, and we'll buy a lump sum of it, because we want to be able to get it while it's cheap. Because if we like it, if a multi-billion-dollar company likes using it, why wouldn't a smaller company who could have access to the same quality developers that these multi-billion-dollar companies have also want to use it? More and more adoption comes left, right. Suddenly, it's exponential. The more companies that find out about it, the more companies that are using it, the word gets passed around. All of a sudden, the price is rising and rising and rising. So they purchased this big lump sum, and now they're holding it, taking more tokens out of the supply, boosting the price even more. I'm going to show you a bit of an easier way to understand what I mean, if you may be a bit confused. So, let's pretend this here is Bepro's market cap, okay? Before the bounty. So let's bear in mind, like I said, market cap is synonymous with price. So the market cap is the price times the circulating supply, okay? Let's picture this is Bepro's market cap, okay? It's not to scale, obviously, but just for visualization purposes. So this is it before the bounty. Now, company A comes along, purchases their Bepro. these funds get added to the market cap. Okay, so they're currently locked into the market cap, per se, because it's locked into the protocol on the bounty, not being sold, okay? So then the job gets complete, and the developers receive their tokens, okay? They don't sell them all. They sell only a portion. All of a sudden, Bepro's market cap is higher. Bepro's market cap has grown just that little bit. And this happens over and over and over and over and over. It gets bigger. More people start doing it. More people start doing it. They start earning money. They start telling their friends, their colleagues, wow, I've been getting paid to do the work I love, and my wages are going up because more people are loving doing what I'm doing. And the more people that do it, the higher the price goes. It's a win-win. But as you all know, Bepro's beauty knows no bounds, okay? That isn't just it for the Tokenomics. Another example, okay? These companies can white label our development DAO, okay? So that system that I talked about before, about where they can come on and post their bounties, companies can white label that to have a non-Bepro branded version of it, so they can have a privatized version for their company to keep their brand all over it. So say company B already has a team of developers which they love using, and they want to keep it in-house. White label our DAO, brand it as your own, and have your workers work on there. But to do this, you, company B, has to lock 1 million Bepro. Okay? That's all you need to do. Lock 1 million Bepro into the smart contract, and you can have your own branded version of our development DAO. Now, that might not seem so substantial at first, but think about it like this, okay? Bepro's supply is 10 billion tokens, okay? Now that sounds like a lot, which it is. It is a decent amount of tokens, but obviously there's tokens with more, tokens with less. But say in the future, Bepro Network has flourished into this enormous ecosystem with tons and tons of companies using our product, okay? Say 1,000 companies. Now, this is a lot. 1,000 companies is a lot, but just to keep the maths simple and easy to understand, so we can all wrap our heads around this concept. Say 1,000 companies use this feature. They'd all lock up 1 million Bepro. That's 10% of the supply that's no longer on exchanges. 10%. Okay? Obviously, a more moderate number, say 100 companies use it. 100 companies white label our development DAO. That's 1% of the supply gone. It was there, but it's locked. It's locked into a smart contract, not being sold. I don't think there's anyone that would disagree with me when I say losing 1%, 2%, 5% of your supply of tokens, of the world supply of anything. If the supply of gold dropped by 10%, would the price go down or would it go up? Simple supply and demand. And it's beautiful because the more companies that see white labeling our product as a benefit, the higher the demand goes, whilst the supply goes down. Simple supply and demand. It works perfectly in our favour. Okay? With a rise in demand and a decrease in supply, the price of Bepro will skyrocket. I can promise you that. I'm not a financial advisor, but token, crypto saying, but I believe this is how it works, okay? And I think history also proves that. We are seriously heading for a possible monumental supply shortage for Bepro, okay? We are so early to this business. We are in such early days for this business. Granted, it's not a startup anymore. It really isn't. It is now transitioning into potentially a major company, okay? A major ecosystem. And Bepro Network truly came from an exponential business plan, and really has positioned itself for sustainable exponential growth once the tokenomics come into play, okay? The exponential growth of Bepro's tokenomics really isn't driven by investors. Don't get me wrong, investors are amazing. I love all you Bepro investors. I am one myself, evidently, okay? I really congratulate anyone who's gone forward and invested in this amazing project. But as for reasons I've explained to you, it's evident that it's not the model for sustainable growth within the ecosystem. I remember at the end of last year, the overall sentiment within typical investors for Bepro Network became slightly sour towards the end of last year, because they felt, because the price wasn't going up, nothing was happening. Which is fair enough. If you're not following closely to the updates that were getting put out by the team, it did seem like nothing was going on. But if you considered what we managed to achieve, partnering with Crypto.com, the seriously successful grants program that they had deployed, the successful launch of version 1 of the protocol, it was such a tremendous year for us last year. And with exponential business plans for tech companies, a lot of people get impatient and leave just before it really starts taking off, because it feels like nothing's happening. Amazon traded sideways for over a decade. People said it was a dead company. It was a dead stock. Why would you invest in a dead stock? It's done nothing in a decade. And everyone knows Amazon now. It has been one of the most successful companies ever. Time and time again, during this time where the price really wasn't moving, it was very disappointing, it lost loads of value, it kept hitting deadlines, and it kept achieving such amazing things within the market it was trying to pierce, exactly the same as what Bepro Network has been doing. I implore you to go to the link that I put down on this slide, okay? I'll put it in the description. It's a really good read, and you can see how Bepro Network has not been going for incremental gains on the project, okay? Truly exponential thinking from the team, and I really I'd like to congratulate the team on what amazing work they've done, because it's so, the times ahead for us are so exciting. I think we're somewhere here on this line. Maybe we're further up, maybe we're further down, okay? But somewhere in this phase, maybe we're past the second line. I don't know. But it's coming. You can tell it's coming, okay? If these companies like our product, the sky is the limit, okay? Our tokenomics are golden. Just a few closing remarks. I know I didn't talk about the price of the token in terms of like actual numbers, because I know a lot of you really do love speculating about what the price could really go to for the projects you love, but I like to think more about the fundamentals of the project. If you want technical analysis or projection, like price predictions for Bepro Network, maybe I'm not your guy. There's many amazing minds in the community that do an excellent job of this, okay? We all need to play a role. We all need to play our own specific roles for Bepro Network. If you think you can make a difference to this project, please don't hesitate. Get in the Discord, get in the Telegram group, start speaking to some people, start asking around. Maybe you're really good at marketing. Maybe you're a big influencer who think you could push the project. Maybe you're really good at technical analysis, okay? People love The Bepro community loves anything positive about Bepro Network, okay? If you show passion for Bepro Network, you will receive passion back and love from this community, okay? Bepro x Taikai are offering rewards for people who push the ecosystem and help it grow into something it really can, something it can really be. I really do believe that Bepro Network could be a top 100 project. Imagine we turn out to be the #1 place for companies to transition into Web3. Really, the sky is the limit. Together, we can build the future in Web3. You don't have to be a developer to do this, okay? Everyone needs to hear about Bepro Network, okay? If you have good ties to companies or you know a lot of people in this industry, tell them. Let them know about Bepro Network, okay? They need to know. Everyone needs to know about what's coming. So coming to the end of me editing this video now, I'd just like to add a few more points to some of the things I'd already previously stated. With regards to the developers selling their tokens, granted, they could sell them at a vastly discounted price to what the market price is currently for Bepro. But that just seems counterintuitive to me, and I don't see why a developer would want to sabotage their own wages in spite of the project. So I don't think that's a real concern to worry about. And also, when I said investors aren't the key to sustainable growth, I don't want you guys to take this in the wrong way, because whilst a typical investor may not come into all of the major tokenomics of the token, we can still help build the community and raise awareness. This is our job as investors. We can raise awareness for Bepro Network, which will in turn result in a higher use for the tokenomics of Bepro.